So over the last couple days, I sat down and I watched the Apple Plus original series Servant, which M. Night Shyamalan worked on. He directed 2 episodes, although I don't think he was the creator. The creator was Tony Baz Gallup? All right. But M. Night Shyamalan directed 2 of these episodes, that I know for sure. It stars Lauren Ambrose, who I know from 6 Feet Under, Toby Kebbell, who I've seen in a bunch of stuff, and also Rupert Grint, which we all know as Ron from Harry Potter. And then a girl named Nell Tiger Free. That's her fucking name? Really? The girl, wow, beautiful girl. Nell Tiger Free. Okay. So, now, this was a series I went into pretty much blind. The only thing I knew was that it had to do with a nanny coming to take care of a doll. Yes, the premise is extremely similar to The Boy. And I was sitting like, how are they going to make an entire season out of this? And then I read in the trivia that M. Night Shyamalan had stated that he thinks the way they have things set up that this show should last 6 seasons. And I was like, what? What am I missing here? Because the premise from the trailer, it just looked like this chick was coming to take care of a doll, and the doll was creepy. And I was like, 6 seasons? What? Okay, this series is clearly not what I think it is at all. Now, saying what it is, I feel like would kind of ruin and be spoilery. So I can't really say, honestly, because when I sat down and something happens, I was like, oh, okay, now that's way more interesting. Overall, I did like this show. It had me intrigued for sure. This kind of reminded me of something like a J.J. Abrams production, because this is just mysteries wrapped in fucking, conundrums, and it's like, wait, what? What in the hell is happening here? It's just mystery on top of mystery on top of mysteries, and you're like, wait, what? I think you need to know something up front, though, when you're going into this series. Because this is where I think people will struggle the most, and this is where I was struggling the most. The believability. Like, you have to just accept what you're watching, period. I had so many moments, and it's mostly just characters' reactions and decisions, that I was like, why would they do that? Why wouldn't this person just kick this fucking person out? Why wouldn't this person just call the police? Why wouldn't this person... Now, when this first season, it has been greenlit for a 2nd season. So we will be getting more. But by the end of this season, I could write off some of it. I could be like, okay, now that I've seen that, I guess I could maybe just excuse this and this. But there's still characters... There's still decisions, there's still reactions that don't really add up for me. You just kind of have to say, all right, well, these people are eccentric. These people are odd. These people, there's more, not everything's been revealed yet, so, but it just doesn't feel like it, I don't know. I don't feel like it adheres to the laws of reality in a lot of sequences. Like, I genuinely had to sit back and go, why wouldn't they do this at this point? Come on. And horror movies are famous for this, right? Now, I mean, this is a drama, horror thriller, mostly drama, but it's got a very bizarre tone to it throughout, to be honest. Like, it has a very unsettling feeling, which is what I liked most about it. Plus, I think Rupert Grint is excellent in this. I wasn't expecting his American accent, and I wasn't expecting the kind of character that he plays, and I think he nails it. Like, I think he's fantastic in this. Really impressed with all three of the main Harry Potter kids, whether it's Daniel or Emma or now Rupert. I feel like they've all taken really interesting, cool roles, and especially Daniel. I think that he has made some freaking awesome choices as of late. Radcliffe is pretty rad. So, but Rupert really got me here, and Lauren Ambrose as well as Toby and Nell Tiger Free, which is the stupidest fucking name I've ever heard. They're all excellent in this. I think their performances are great. Everyone's very off-kiltered and odd and eccentric and weird, and but it's just at times the story seems to be so like convoluted and almost like the writers are writing themselves into corners. It was like, wait, what is this? And where are we now? And it kind of reminds me of, Lost, but Lost was really good. There's a show that was like trying to be like Lost and really kind of got lost, and that was the Stephen King's Under the Dome series, which I thought was going to follow the book, and it didn't, like, at all. And they like started to get into this territory where they were trying to become the next Lost. They were like, oh, we're going to do this, and we're going to fucking get crazy. I don't want to give spoilers, so I'm trying not to be specific here, but they changed things and they made all this intrigue and mystery, and it was like they just kept writing more mystery, and it was like, you guys ever going to like close these mysteries out? Are we ever going to get any answers? And at some point you just kind of go, okay, like, I can't take another question. Like, I got to get an answer at some point because I've already lost 50 of the questions I had before. I don't even remember them. I feel like I'd have to go back, and if you do go back, you're like, wait, yeah, what about that? I completely forgot about that. They didn't even ever address that thing. Like, what the fuck? And this film, or this series, just seems to have so many of those for me. Like, I don't know if this is like, I don't know what the hell I'm watching in this. Like, at the end, I was like, okay, so is this supernatural? Is this like, what is this? What exactly happened? I don't know. I'm completely confused by the end of this. So anybody who's looking for answers, anybody who's looking for satisfaction and conclusions and whatnot, you ain't getting it. Now, whether or not this is all wrapped up in 6 seasons or, by the end of the 2nd season, whatever it is, then we'll talk then. But for now, character decisions and plot points that I just feel like will never be able to properly be addressed kind of hurt the show. But the acting is solid. The atmosphere is great. There's some really creepy, it's a very creepy show at times. Although never really goes anywhere with the creepiness. Like, you think people are going to die or things are going to matter and it really just doesn't at points. Like, you think these are going in these ways, which subversion of expectations is fine, but it's a subversion of expectation with a payoff. Like, oh, you think we're going this way to give you that payoff that's obvious, but here's the opposite payoff. And it's like, or the third option, it's not what you think, and it isn't a payoff. Like, that's not the option we want of those 3 options. Like, that third option, it shouldn't exist. And that's kind of what happens here in this show. But overall, I mean, it's a quick show. There's only 10 episodes and they're 30 minutes apiece. So it's a pretty quick series. For a television series, it's pretty quick. I'm seeing down here Fraggle Rock reboot set at Apple. Oh, wow. They're rebooting Fraggle Rock on Apple Plus. Wow. Interesting. I had no idea. It sounds, saying it right down here in the news next to this show. But yeah, I have anything else to say about this show? I don't think so. But I can tell you that the trailer with this whole doll kid, what we think it might be, kind of something like The Boy, it's nothing like that at all. Nothing like that at all. So I think you'll definitely be surprised. But yeah, the characters are good. I did like Lauren Ambrose and her husband in this. They play this kind of, he's this chef who is like a food he's like an expert, and he helps chefs curate and come up with recipes and whatnot. So they're very prestigious, hoity-toity, live in a super nice place and have this like wine cellar with $100,000 worth of freaking wine, and they play a very good uppity family in this, and they constantly feel like they have secrets and agendas, and I'm very intrigued to see where this goes. I will absolutely be watching season 2. I hope season 2 does not continue with this trend and answered 0, and I'm left with even more by the end of season 2. I think that if they were to do that, I think that if it was just to just straight up be like season 1, or just piled on more, by the end of season 2, I think I'd be done. I think I'd be like, fuck it. I can't even remember what happened in season 1 anymore. Forget it. Those questions are never going to get answered. Will season 3 even bother? Will we get to season 6 and be like, shit, well, no questions from season 1 through 5 are even answered, nor 6? You know, something like that. I can't take that shit. That's why I bowed out of Under the Dome, because there was like, by season 2, I was just like, okay, you guys aren't ever going to address anything? Okay, fuck it, I'm out. You know, I'm out. Somehow I got through Lost, though. I watched all 6 seasons of that. I felt like it wrapped up pretty well, though. I know some people are like, what? That didn't make any sense and this and that. But I was, you know, I think that's a thinking man show. If you watched it a few times, I think you'd get it for the most part. But anyways, all right, I've talked for way too long. Let me know if you watch it. Adios.